Okay, I'm back, and so the next feature I want to show you is that um, instead of creating polygons like you would to actually set up the mesh perfectly, if you have basically a picture of how you want the topology, you can actually get away with using the insert edge loop to create a lot of the polygons for you. So for example, instead of creating all those polygons like I did on the forehead there, I can essentially create one really big polygon like this, basically encapsulating, maybe half of his head here, including all of his forehead. And just by using the insert edge loop, I can start creating the rest of the polygons that might be needed here. And you can see as it creates these extra vertices, it's automatically snapping to the surface here. So, and then I can just start to snap these guys towards the middle. And there we go, get it closer. And if you can't get it right on the edge there, you can just quickly move to the move tool and just grab the edges here and just get maybe these polygons. I'm just going to switch to raycast and just pull these over like that. And you can see that it's now right down the middle there. And I'm going to switch back to quadra and start pulling them one by one. And you can see there we have the insert edge loop allows you to really quickly create those polygons. So let's see, what else do I want to show you? Okay, so I showed you how you can just switch right to the move tool to do transformations. And this allows you to do one other feature that is often requested, and that is adding or having soft selection. So normally when you're in quadra, you basically move one component at a time, which is either face, vertex, or edge. And that works pretty well. But if you wanted soft selection, you can just switch the move tool and just enable soft selection by holding down the B key and just changing your radius by left click dragging. And I'm actually going to go back into quadra and just add a bunch more points here just so we can see this a little bit better. And here we go. Okay, so now if I go back to the move tool, you can see the vertices a little bit better in terms of what's going to be transformed. And you can see I can also, I'm just going to select it and make sure I'm on the view axis. And you can see now I can slide with soft selection. So using just the middle mouse button, or if I have something selected, I can actually use a transform gizmo and slide in any direction, including in single axes. Also, when you're in quadra, you can just quickly switch to extrude or a lot of the other tools like move, rotate, or scale, and transform things or extrude. So for example, if I go to extrude, I can extrude a face, which is not what I want. Let's go to edge and extrude an edge. You can see that as I'm extruding that edge, it also conforms to the mesh here. So it's actually locked to that surface. So wherever I move my cursor, it's still going to lock to that. And that's because we enabled surface constraint using the feature here, which is under surface slide, enable surface slide, and we made sure that we had that side of the mesh locked using this feature here. So we could have done it manually by just going into, for example, our move tool and saying slide and enabling it and making sure we had it set to slide on that surface. But by doing it within the command here within the menu, it actually does it for us for our transform tools, which are the move, rotate, and scale, and as well as the quadra. And extrude actually respects that constraint as well. So that's kind of nice. So the nice thing about the extrude is that we can select a bunch of these over here and go over here to extrude, or using our move tool, just pull on it. So if you go over here and actually just use the shift key, you can extrude, and you can see that it's actually still conforming to the mesh there. So a lot of different ways of actually using or resurfacing your mesh. You can use quadra, or you can start by creating a couple polygons of quadra and then just using your shift key and making sure you have surface slide enabled and you have the actual surface slide mesh selected. You can actually just do it this way, and you can quickly create polygons just by shift extruding, and you can see that it locks to the surface. So just a couple tricks within quadra to do that.